Of course, a immediate measure by coming up with the Kenya Foreign Exchange Code. What does this really portend for the banks right now? The CBK is whipping up banks to unlock dollars after Ruto warning. Does it did question that people are asking, did it really have to take the president to sound a warning for that to be rectified as well? This is what is on the front page of the Business Daily today. CBK whips banks to unlock dollar after Ruto warning. And we hope that this will be also a prime solution to the dollar shortage that we've been having in this country. Are we waiting to see the effect of it? I just want to pick it up from Billow Kerrow, because I know Billow has been also on this so far since last year. I think on every show we were raising issues to do with the dollar shortage. So Kenya Forex Exchange Code by the central bank, do you think this will make any discernible difference?
I've tried to understand what this code is about, but I don't see what exactly it is. But it is about, they're trying to discourage the banks from creating this parallel market. You know, the official central bank rate of 129, 130, and then the banks, you know,
they have their own rates
getting at 145. You know, this is what they're trying to discourage the banks from doing, and it's because they know that the banks are the ones who are selling at that 145. I mean, you're telling a customer who has $100,000 in his account, you know, can you sell us that dollar? You know, and they push the customer to sell the dollar to them at 130 or something, but at the same time sell the customer at 140, 145. I think that role of banks, you know, in the way they're handling that information regarding pricing and what they're trying to, so it's a way to try and scare the banks not to, so that this spread between the two is reduced. But I don't see whether it's not a very easy thing to monitor, really, in terms of, you know, central bank out there trying to control, because the situation is here. Exporters have got money. The central bank says there's about 900 billion, you know, money is there in the $9 billion equivalent, $8 billion, $9 billion equivalent in our accounts. So I have money, I'm an exporter, I have money in my account in dollars, but I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell because, you know, I'll get 130 when I know if I want to buy it tomorrow, I'll have to pay 140. So why should I? I'll keep my money. And so this is the situation. And the problem is about the interbank forex market, which was killed by the central bank. This whole problem was created by the central bank. And the government knows the issue is about protecting the external debt redemption, you know, cost of the government. Because we have a situation where if the shilling goes down by 1 in terms of its value, then you will pay an extra 40, 50 billion shillings to service your debt, you know, and so central bank coming up in effect with the control of the forex price, saying this is the rate, 130, 120. They started 118, 116, 118, 120, 129. They have had their fixed rates and telling the banks you cannot buy at anything other than this. But because the demand is out there, then the parallel market came up. And so this is something which the government knows. And I think this posturing will not necessarily resolve the issue. But for me, the issue is not only about the pricing, it's about availability. Availability can only be resolved if the government lets go, you know, of this control that they have on the forex pricing. You know, once they leave this pricing to the market, I think the availability issue will be addressed. But I don't see that in terms of the pricing, it's a difficult. In terms of the value of the shilling, it's something about import and export. That one I don't think we can resolve immediately. Our exports have been declining. Tourism has collapsed. Flower industry, the main, whatever, it's also not doing very well because of the economy in Europe. The tea, the coffee, everything is down. But the price of the goods we are importing, raw materials, has shot up everywhere. It has gone up by almost 50 to 100%. Petroleum, other food imports, every import, the cost of raw materials, metal, everything, you know, ask the manufacturers. So that's where the dollar demand is going up. So I don't think, you know, the policies of the central bank will immediately translate into, maybe what they're trying to do on the petroleum might help, but let's see.
On the front of petroleum, where now the import will be paid in the Kenyan shillings as opposed to dollars.
Delaying, it's kind of a delaying. You're kicking the can down the road, you're delaying payment. So we will not immediately need the dollars to import fuel for that this month and next month.
It's just a band-aid solution for...
Well, yes, I think so.
But it's a right way to go, isn't it? Moving forward.
Any way you can to try and
You bet.
kick the can down the road. That's what the previous administration did. This one will also try and find a way of pushing it down.
The balde.
Yeah. I remember we were in this crunch, I think in 2016. Was it around 2016? Under the governorship of still the CS Treasury?
No. I think it's just in the last 2-3 years.
2-3 years, okay.
By Njoroge.
By Njoroge himself?
Yeah, it's Njoroge who removed it. And I think the reason is simply because they wanted this, the whole thing about Forex, gentlemen, it's about this public debt, it's nothing else. The government is trying to reduce its exposure. And so interbank, would give banks the opportunity to have access to dollars, and the government wanted that money. And so they limited this interbank, and primarily because of reducing or making money, the dollars more available for government, and they didn't want this interbank because interbank will give more liquidity in forex for the banks to sell to their customers, and that's what they didn't want. They wanted, because things are a bit tight because of the servicing of the loans, and this is the main thing really, which is driving this policy. That's why we are where we are. Otherwise, it's not about what's happening in US or whatever. Look at Uganda. The shilling is getting much better than we are. Tanzania is much better than we are.
In fact, we had a comment from Samir just the other day that we have enough reserve here. Other countries
they're not exporting more than we do. I mean, frankly, it's about the way. It's about the exposure of debt. This is where we are. We're having serious crisis. The amount of money that goes out to service debt. It's not just the dividend payments or the foreign stock exchange, but I think the debt is the main